What if you made it more showy?
Showy?
Saw Chaotic's tweet. We didn't see his tweet yet. He said, due to his lack of communication, it is what it is. Yeah, that was like the final straw. Yeah. Um, we were having. Honestly, I didn't really have a lot of issues or any issues at all with Chaotic, like in game or personality or anything like that. It was mainly just like it wasn't his number one priority, competitive, and he he made that very very apparent with his actions. I mean, when he like threw a party during scrims, bro, I got like rimmed by my friends. Like you name it, bro. Everyone from like Zero to Hal, even reps, like some of the nicest people are just like grilling me over it, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, sorry, I didn't realize you're back. Yo, hit up Dynasty, see if he's down to play, and if he's not, hit up Frost. Okay?
Are you streaming?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And yeah. So it kind of started with that, and on that day that he like threw the party during scrims and all that happened and all that, we had a conversation, me and him, whether he was like 100% in it or whether he was giving it his all, and he said he was. He said he was, and I took his word for it. And that was it. That was it. There was nothing more to it. We scrimmed, we played, we did good, we were happy. There was nothing else after it. I just like took his word that he was 100% in it. A lot of other pro players were very vocal that it was a really bad idea for us to stick with Chaotic because they didn't think that he was always in it. So it was like a battle where I was like defending him, and I did. I did. I mean, I believed Chaotic when he told me he was in. He was in. That was it. There's nothing more to it. It was that simple. And then recently we didn't get invited to Pro League, so we have to play the PLQ. And as I'm sure you know, if you don't qualify for the PLQ, you're not in Pro League, which would mean, let's say in a hypothetical world where we didn't qualify for Pro League, we would not only lose E8, then imagine what that would do to our careers. Like, you know how hard it would be to find a competitive team, especially one that you believe in that can win, if you couldn't even qualify for Pro League, right? So now that we're getting close to crunch time with that, we're less than 26 days away. We play the tournament in 26 days, right? So it's time to take things seriously. We wanted to go big mod stacks on one of the maps for PLQ. We talked about it on Thursday. We talked about it on Friday. I set up contest practice on Saturday and Sunday, and then we were gonna do a best of 40, so like first to 21 at stacks versus most hated, and they're actually like the only other good fighting team in the PLQ. So we wanted to make sure that we were not like fighting for a POI in the middle of it, right? Chaotic let me know he had an EDM festival he wanted to go to on Saturday, and he did tell me about that, and I did forget about it. So I was like, yeah, bro, you have Saturday, but we need to practice Sunday, and then don't forget about Monday, right? But the only thing that was in text was us just saying that we have to group up on Monday, and it was right before his DMs. Like, there's no way he could have not seen it. On Sunday, I couldn't find a team to practice with because nobody really works on the weekends because there's no scrims on the weekends. So I didn't really find a team for us to practice, so I didn't think anything of it. I didn't even like bother Chaotic or Shuby. I just didn't even think anything of it. And then Monday came around. Me and Thomas joined the call around like 1:30. I think Shub showed up at about 2:30. Our contest was at 4. And like we couldn't even reach Chaotic until check my text. I called Chaotic like 4 times. He didn't answer, and then texted me, "I'm awake." I said, "Yo, we got work." I said, "You got to get on my cord. Let's go, dude. Happy you had a bender, but it's time to work." And he said, "Well, you have to give me a minute because I'm not home. But when I'm home, I'm not leaving my house until Washington. And we're going to film content soon in Washington for E8." So that's what he's referring to. When I got that text, I was like, "What do you mean? Like, what do you mean you're not home?" Like, I did text him back, but he just didn't respond to me. He just kind of like ghosted me. And then when I said that to Shuby and Talmage when we're sitting in the call getting ready for this, Shuby was like, "Oh my god, I just realized, Yazto, there's a player in this Apex scene named Yazto. Yazto's girlfriend FaceTimed Shuby at like 7 a.m. with Yazto and Chaotic, I guess, and they were in Mexico, partying and having a good time. And I guess when I said that, it like triggered that for Shub. So Shub let me know that that's where Chaotic was. And yeah, I mean, Chaotic really didn't reach out or anything. He didn't really say anything. He just went radio silent. I had to cancel everything with the boys on Most Hated. I felt pretty bad about that. Set everything up over a weekend. You know, you don't want to waste time in the new season. You know, we're 26 days away from playing. So found out that he was in Mexico. When Shuby called him on Snapchat, like we could hear the conversation still in Discord. And like this motherfucker was like literally asking like, "Is Zach pissed?" Shit. And like hearing him say, "Is Zach pissed?" was just like, bro, it just like really overwhelmed me. It was just so frustrating to hear that because it was like, I mean, he didn't know this obviously, but like I had been like defending him to my friends and stuff and whatnot, and it was just a really interesting situation where it was like, I don't know. I didn't think it was gonna happen. Like to put it in perspective for you, I found out about all this at like 2:30, right? Like 3 o'clock. And like at like 11 a.m., I have DMs with, I can't show you because it's my private information, but I have DMs with our team manager, and we're literally like booking Chaotic's flight and booking my flight and booking Shuby's flight and booking Clara's flights, film content in like 6 days from now. And that was at 11 a.m. So like none of this is premeditated. Definitely didn't see it coming. It was very overwhelming for me. It was a very frustrating and like sad situation for me and Shub and Chaotic himself, obviously too. But I mean, him just deciding that he is gonna be in Mexico randomly when we have all these plans and we have to like, you know, kind of buckle down for PLQ. Because if we fuck up PLQ, bro, not only do we lose our org, but we lose our careers, bro. Like, there's not really any coming back from not being able to qualify through PLQ. So yeah, that was my yesterday, and we figured it out. We locked it in. Not really much you can do about it, right? We had a conversation with the org. They were like we could apply structure to his contract. We could like put it in a situation where like he has to practice or stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, like that would work, right? But like, do you really want to like force somebody into like a car seat, right? Like, I don't know how to explain it in a way. It's like you're in a car driving somewhere and like you got 3 dudes and all the dudes are down except one dude. Every now and then you have to like fucking strap him in a car seat to get him to stay in the car. Like I'd rather just have an adult that like treats it, you know. It's like it was obvious that like at times Apex competitive just wasn't his number one priority time to time. And yeah, the whole Mexico thing last second, no communication, no nothing at all, and then like just like ghosting us and not responding. It was definitely tough. I definitely battled the decision yesterday for many hours on what we were gonna do, whether we were just gonna flame the fuck out of him and hope it wakes him up, or whether we had to move on, or what the fuck was our best route with where everything's are at and that things are starting to repeat themselves more than once. And I talked to Design. Design had some very insightful things to say. I talked to Hal. Hal had some very choice words to say. Hal said, "I told you so" in about 55 different ways over a 10-minute period in a Discord call. That was funny to an extent. Yeah. And after talking with the team and talking to design, because design has good insight on the situation we used to team and all that. And then Hal has a good brain for stuff like this. So talk to those two. Talk to Clara, because Clara helped grounds me when I get a little like overwhelmed or like what's the word like I overthink things. It's like easy to just go have a full conversation about it with Clara and like really dumb it down and like ground it, you know, right? So I had a conversation with Clara. I guess while I was having a conversation with Clara, Talmadge, and Shuby had a conversation about what they think is best for the team. And oh my god, I'm peeling, bro, from sunburn. Their common consensus from Shub was that he doesn't think that this is like gonna work as a work partner. Like he doesn't think it's a successful atmosphere for like a competitor. I guess I don't know how to explain it another way. He just didn't expect this when he left Madness and everything. Which him and Madness were like a good duo. Like granted, they had like a similar issue to Tech where they couldn't keep a third down, but like him and Madness were doing really well. They were getting like really good placements in Pro League. And like so for him to leave that and join our roster and get something that he was kind of like completely not expecting, he was pretty bummed out about it. Thought the best route would be to move on. Talmadge had been defending Chaotic for weeks. I have proof of that. Talmadge has been defending Chaotic for weeks, saying, "Hey, like, I really think we can make everything work with Chaotic. Like, I'm excited about Chaotic. Like, we did a bunch of team meetings. This, and this." He only had positive things to say about Chaotic, and that ever since Talmadge showed up, he was applying a lot more structure and discipline to the team, and it was going really well with Chaotic. But once this thing happened again, Talmadge like completely flipped on his head, and he said like this is just not okay. Like he said like this is a full 180. Like he's just forcing our hands. Like it is just not his priority. This is not just a job. This is something that can turn into like not only your dream but like your lifelong accomplishments. Like you can retire from this shit if you're successful. So yeah, he said that he kind of is forcing our hands, and then I fought with it for a while because it's like, yeah, we could flame the fuck out of him and hope it just wakes him up. We could let him know that we want a trial for his spot because we're not sure his commitment. But I mean, if you tell somebody that, it's just gonna fuck with their head, and like I just didn't think that was the right thing to do. So it was either just like give him like a stern talking or like move on. And after hearing what Shub had to say, what Talmadge had to say, and then what design, like what Tyler had to say, and then what Hal had to say, it was just like, bro, like I felt like if I kind of went against the grain of like majority, if not everyone, and was like, no, like we should just flame him really hard and hope it fucking gets to him. I felt like I would have looked a little stupid doing that again.
Should be suck.
So
I'd fire your shit.
it
What's up, buddy?
was at that
Day
point
one?
it was like there's no other move other than just moving on. We hit up Zainu. Zainu's pretty set in his ways with whatever he's got going on. We hit up Funk. We will be trialing with Funk. Everything for us is about to move really fast.
You guys drop Chaotic?
We're probably gonna have someone signed within like the next 3 to 5 days because we have to play in 25 days from now.
That's a yes.
So things are gonna move really fast for us and for the order
damn it,
and
Ariels.
for our competitive side. right now, the people we're looking at right now were Zainu and then Funk. Zainu's not available, so Funk it is. If it doesn't work out with Funk, which I'm expecting it to work out with Funk. If it doesn't, we have, I think after that we'll probably talk to like Bem or Slayer or Zap. That like grouping will probably pick the best out of those options. See. Koi, Koi's business is Koi's business, but Koi, I would not expect Koi to be interested. Koi's got a lot going on in his world, and Koi's gonna be just fine.
Yo, Zach.
Yeah.
I used to play with Shibby all the time. Hit me up.
No.
That's good.
Instant now.
Is your patch almost on, Shub?
It's verifying right now. Hopefully I don't get the perma verifying, bro.
So is mine. Steal Lux. I tried to poach Lux a long time ago, and he said no. So I think he'd still say no.
It's not even getting paid. Why would he say no?
He wasn't getting paid then, bro.
Why would he say no then? What?
Because he wants to win. He thinks he can win with tech.
Fair play.
Funk has commitment issues also. Yeah, I think my biggest worry in this situation is making like a lateral move. I am worried that like we do know Funk, and like the only issues Funk would have would be like similar issues with like passion and stuff like that. So we're all putting like amendments. They're the org and everyone involved is putting amendments in our contracts about like treating it like a job, you know. When it's not enjoyable, it needs to be work. When it's enjoyable, then have fun with it. But it has to be a priority. It has to. So if Funk can't make it a priority at some point down the road, then I mean we'll address that then. But I mean, judging by what Funk said and his actions, it seems like that's not the case. Good thing for us.
Because he needs money.
That's a good reason too.
I mean, it's a big motivator.
It definitely. Drew? Nah, Drew. Nah. Drew is not. I would love to play with Drew, but it's just not. It's just not. How the fuck am I in big picture mode? What the fuck just happened?